So, first of all, it's nothing new, right? Let's stop acting like it's something new, something that we never seen before. Ass and titties, excuse my language, the oversexualization of women. Let's stop acting like that's something new. It's not new at all, right? And every time a song like this come out, a new video like this come out, these women, degrading and let's stop acting like this our first time seeing something like this, It's constantly reoccurring for a reason. But I'm looking at people talk about the video and, give their 2 cents and give their opinion. And I don't feel like we're being fair. I don't feel like we're acknowledging, certain things that need to be really touched on. I don't feel like we're going to the root of the problem. And Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Lizzo's, and Lil Kim's, and, other women in that category, excuse my language, I'm talking about excuse my language, but excuse me, they are not the root. You hear me? They are not the root of the issue. First of all, before those women were making music like this, music like that already existed, right? Then, before this type of music was even a thing, these ideologies and this state of mind already existed in our community, right? The music just made it something that was publicized. So why don't we ask ourselves, why did this state of mind exist? Why did these ideologies exist in our community, right? Let's keep it real. We saw what happened when our fathers treated our mothers like shit. We saw what happened, right? We saw what happened to our mothers when they were physically abused, right? Let's be real. We saw what happened. No, it is about to turn into one of those videos where he bashing men. Don't stick around for the ride. It's deeper than you, right? It's deeper than her. There's somebody that's playing a role, that's hiding their hand to ensure, that the oversexualization of women takes place, that the misuse and abuse of women takes place, that the devaluing and the degrading of women in our community takes place. And the men. It's somebody that's doing something, and hiding their hand. Because you got to consider the fact that there was a point in our community where this state of mind existed, but it was shunned. It wasn't okay. We knew how detrimental it was to our community and our families, right? And it wasn't publicized. Then it got to a point where it was mass promoted all over social media, all over the media, TV shows, magazines, publications, the radio. Why did it go from being something that happened and took place, but we didn't appreciate and shun, to being something that is like, okay, yeah, why did it become normalized? You got to ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself this. What happens when a woman is physically abused? What happens when fathers are taken out of the household, right? What happens when fathers are murdered and killed? What happens when black fathers are locked up for petty charges, right? What happens when women are mentally, physically, spiritually, and sexually abused, like I said, and they're not protected by the men in their immediate surroundings, right? What happens when society castrates the black man before the eyes of a black woman, whereas she loses faith in that man's ability to protect her? This state of mind ain't nothing new. It's my body. I'm going to do what I want with it. That ain't no goddamn 21st century ideology. That shit, it has existed, period. It has existed for a while. But why? Why is it so rampant in our community? We got to ask these questions, and we got to get to the root. Because we make the mistake of doing? We want to bash the sisters and the women that's making this music like they not products of the same system that we products of. Yeah, it's wrong. Yeah, it's not okay. Yeah, it's an issue, right? But these same women have been hurt. Let's be honest. Have been misused, have been abused, have not been protected, right? And the person that's playing that has a hidden hand in all of this is manipulating their pain for financial gain and to ensure that our communities look the same way they look the way that they look. This is real, y'all. Somebody benefits from us not loving each other, bro. That's real. Somebody benefits from our women not being protected. That's real, y'all. Somebody benefits from the black woman thinking that the black man ain't shit. That's real, y'all. Somebody benefits from the black man thinking that black women ain't shit. That is real, y'all. We got to take that into account. So hell no, Cardi B is not the root of the problem. Megan Thee Stallion is not the root of the problem. These women are not the root of the problem. What they're doing is an issue. But if you just focus on them and not focus on the individual that's hiding their hand, you do yourself an injustice. Because you don't know any of these women individually. But if time ain't proved to you that we have an enemy, a real enemy that doesn't like us, that doesn't love us, that hates to see progression on our end, then I don't know what to tell you. Who is investing millions of dollars into this type of music? Millions, if not billions of dollars into promoting and advertising this type of music. Who's doing that, right? Who's telling them that it's okay? Yeah, keep on doing it, right? Who's saying that this is woman empowerment, right? Who's confusing our sisters to believe that this is okay? Because it's not. Yeah, it's your body and all of that, but who's confusing you to believe, that's the right thing to do to over-sexualize yourself? Who are they signed to? Who owns these major record labels? Who own the radio stations, the radio waves? Who own them, right? Who own the major magazine publications? Who? That's how you start to get to the root. And then you'll start to recognize that the same type of people, the same people who owns these major corporations that is investing into this type of music that is destroying our community are the same people that have been behind ensuring our demise for years. And it all goes together. So yeah, we look at the WAP video and it's like, oh, this, that, and the third. But then this will die down and then they'll find another black woman to over-sexualize herself, right? Excuse me. And then we'll be like, this sister. But they're not the root, bro. They're hurt black women. Misused black women. Manipulated black women. Unprotected black women. And some rich white man is using their pain for financial gain and to destroy our communities. We got to start loving each other more, in my opinion. We really got to start loving each other more. We really got to start sitting down and really having non-judgmental dialogues and conversations behind closed doors, publicly. I mean, whatever we got to do. Because you can't get nobody to listen to you by beating them up and making them feel like they ain't shit. There was a certain point that these same women who are famous now was hurting, was struggling, ain't have nothing. And somebody said, we'll put money behind you to tell this story. We'll put money behind you to make this type of music, knowing that if he could broadcast her pain and her hurt and her confusion, then he can confuse millions of other young black men and women with just her. Because they own the radio waves, they own the news publications, they own the magazines, they own the TV show. It's deeper, y'all. So yeah, that's an issue. We definitely need to address the over-sexualization of women. At the same token, we need to address how they even got to this state of mind in the first place. You know.